What's up guys, it's Praise Aiden, otherwise known as Jan Langschwert. I'm an expert in every single conceivable combat style in the entire world. So what that basically means is every combat style you could ever think of, I'm an expert in it, and way better than the best man you know in it. If you don't believe me, this is video of me, a native Florida man, beating the shit out of an alligator. Yep, that's me right there, and I'm beautiful too. And I've been called here today by the holy forces of nobody ever to answer the question, is half sword realistic? Does it have the necessities to make the combat fucking awesome and kick ass? So let's go ahead and break this down. Part 1, hand-to-hand fighting. As you can see, there's a lot of flailing, a lot of punching, you know, real professionals call this beating the shit out of someone. Okay, you can see after a bit of wrestling, they got him on the ground, and this is where the murder blows start to happen. Oh, beautiful. Watch the technique. Grabbing the head. See, this was popularized by the women, because, you know, if you can grab their head, grab their hair, you know, you can beat that bitch's ass. And in this case, our particular friend down there, on the floor, he is that bitch. Beautiful. As you can see, this is the that bitch technique used in better action, grabbing the head. This is after a melee fight, I believe, because this guy has an axe in his sternum, and that usually doesn't happen between barehanded fights. Oh my god. Oh, look at this. The recorder is making grunting noises. Oh, and he just knocked his bitch ass out. Oh. Oh, and look at that! He just got his bitch ass knocked out! This just goes to show the volatility of hand-to-hand combat. You know, anybody can get knocked out at any time. Now, what we got next? You know, I don't know exactly what it's called. I looked it up a while ago. It started with the P, so I'm just gonna assume it's kind of like a penis or something. I'm gonna call it cat's penis. As you can see, a beautiful disarming technique used by the recorder here. And if you take a look at the weapon, it's like a big old pointy stick with spikes sticking out of it, you know, cat's penis. When you're fighting with the cat's penis, usually if they have an equally as long weapon as you kind of want to hook it up and then hit them as they have to reposition their weapon. But if they have a shorter one, you know, revert back to step A. Beat the shit out of them, because they can't even reach you with it. As you can see, he's going for a sweeping motion here by under-swiping the leg under him, so you know he could pull him out with the spikes on the end of the stick. And oh my god, he just put it up his ass. What the fuck? As you can see from this clip right here, this man is obviously using this as some kind of spear, you know, stabbing him in the heart with it. Beautiful technique. Alright, next up, you know, we got armored knights. This is kind of like what defined the medieval era. This is the big part of it. So when you are in armored combat, you're basically looking to stab the parts of the bodies that aren't armored. That way you can kill them quickly, because if you don't kill them quickly, it turns into a brawl where you're just hitting each other over and over and over again until somebody gets knocked out. Except the problem with that is you're wearing this heavy-ass armor. And because you're wearing this heavy-ass armor, the tides of the battle can turn quickly. You could go from beating the shit out of somebody to accidentally tripping on a little rock and getting the shit beat out of you instead. Dude's got me in a precarious position. And that's probably why so many knights got ransomed, because instead of cracking the egg and killing him, you could just capture the egg and put it in your castle penthouse and let him get drunk and fuck bathhouse whores. And then his noble family would just give you £1 billion of fucking gold, you know, because this guy's rich. And you're not. But also, when you're in a suit of armor that costs as much as like a modern day sports car, you can also just fight 4 dudes at once. Because you want to, I guess, just like in this clip. Or if you end up, you know, not wanting to ransom someone, you know, you're like Kratos, you're out for bloodlust, you could just do this to somebody, I guess. Next up, we got long swords and sword fighting, or otherwise known as Langschwerts and Schwertfechten. This is what I'm named off of, you know, my name's Jan Langschwert. And this will get the human guys' dicks hard. You know, there's all sorts of cool moves you can do, like Schwertchow or whatever the fuck it's called. You can do like Krumpau and stuff. You can also do Schielhau or the squinting strike. Everything in German ends in Hau, you know, a very profound language. Or if you're a real badass, you know, you can swing your sword back and forth until they fucking die, you know, because we don't do none of that technique shit around here. You know, you can also use Fool's Guard. Everybody gets their cock hard over Fool's Guard. And you can also just slaughter your opponents to death, you know, for daring to fuck with you. This part is good, you know? This is like playing as a medieval peasant trying to sell your corn stalks to the king this year. You know, you gotta take out the competition. You know, you gotta take your pitchforks, arm yourself with your pitchforks, and go stab your neighbor in the fucking guts and kill him because he's got more corn stalks than you. And you know, if you win this battle and you go report to your lord about what happened, he'll rightfully be pissed because half of the workforce is dead with pitchforks in their sternums. And of course, all you had to do was say, "My lord, the other peasants were asking for 40% less in taxes." You know, your lord doesn't like to hear that shit, so he's glad you killed them all. And you know, fun fact, a lot of medieval polearms were made from like the base of farming equipment. That way, when you enlist your peasant militia, you know, the poor people, don't know how to use their fucking spears. And now back to the question you really wanted answered. Is the half-sword combat realistic? You know, does it fill the void of shitty medieval games? Would it make the HEMA guys happy? Does it involve real technique and skill? And let me put it this way, you know, in a way everybody can understand. If everybody was drunk and also retarded, this game would be perfect. This is exactly how humans would act.